Hello everybody, this is the Laughing Jester, the curator of Jesters modpack, right over here. Today I'm going to be releasing revision 5 of the collection, and for it I promised I would make a new guide. The revision 5 was supposed to be another content update, but due to issues, data corruptions on the game, and just in general, a bad streak of luck, revision 5 is primarily more of an optimization and more of what's it called? Just a lot of the mods from the pack have gotten updated. They all work in tandem, and revision 5 is going to be way more stable than revision 4 due to the updates and certain smaller changes like forcing some more of the heavy animation classes into optional mods that you will be able to install altogether, or just the ones that you want. But in general, yeah, let's just start this entire thing up. Basically, first of all, what we want to do before even getting the mod pack is we want to clean our vortex from any mods, any other collections that you have. I'll just note this right off the bat, if you are somebody who has never modded Baldur's Gate 3 and doesn't have any mods downloaded either through the game or outside of it, you don't have to follow some of these certain steps. You can skip on a bit later into the video and just check out how to set up Vortex and Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager, and watch just from that point on towards the end of the download. But this guide, compared to the last video that I made, is going to be a little bit different. Rather than just straight up just being like, oh yeah, just uninstall all of these and just me disabling them, I'm actually going to uninstall all of these mods, and I'm actually going to install the collection from the site just to show what errors and issues can happen with the installation process. And I really do hope that they happen, because Vortex can be a little bit weird when downloading a lot of mods at once. I really do hope that some issues arise throughout this entire process, basically, so that we can work on it together. I'm also going to show you how to install the mod.io mods that are in the collection now. All of the mod.io mods are going to be optional mods, including one of the classes that comes with it, which is the Naruto class. But in general, the first steps we want to take towards installing this collection is going into your Steam over here and just right-clicking on Baldur's Gate 3, going to Manage and Browse Local Files. We're going to keep this open right over here, and we are going to drop down Steam like that. Before we uninstall and reinstall the game, we want to go into the Vortex, and we want to just first of all, we want to disable all of these mods, basically. And wait for that for a second, just for it to apply. Beautiful. We're going to click deploy, just to make sure that everything goes on. External changes, mods, files were changed outside. You can, yep, that's fine. Just click confirm. Yes, that's because there are duplicates. They're there for certain reasons. I've been having a lot of issues with Vortex, and just in general, I have had a shit ton of issues with just getting the entire collection not to work. The collection works fine once you install it, but updating the revisions, the collection entirely, including just updating all of the mods that are in the collection that had brand new updates for, you know, better stabilization, better optimization, yada yada yada. All of them were being a bit of a bitch. Not the mods themselves, just the way that Vortex does the updates and the way that Vortex applies those updates to the collection, which it doesn't do really well. It actually does it annoyingly badly. So that's why the collection is a bit late, and this is actually my second time today just in general making the video, and had to do a bunch of quick fixes and quick changes to everything, basically. But after you disable all of the mods, you wanna highlight all of them again by clicking Ctrl and A, and we are going to click, where the fuck is the remove button? This one over here. And we're actually going to delete the archives. Compared to last time, I did not do this, and I just left the mods here. removing the archives is relatively important because you and me might have the same mods installed on our PC, but again, it's a really dumb process where some of the archives that are left can stay enabled even after you just remove. That's how you want to disable all the mods before you proceed with this. And you even actually, an even better thing to do is to completely like uninstall the mods, basically. But we don't have to do that since we're going to be just completely straight up removing them and deleting all of the archives. I heavily suggest you do this just to make sure that we have as clean of a slate as possible for the collection to install to. So just remove everything. And this is gonna take, unfortunately, maybe a couple of minutes. Oh, no it won't. Or it will. Ah, there's the first issue. Vortex likes to die sometimes. There we go. Beautiful. We're going to click on Deploy Mods again. And we're going to exit Vortex over here. Then we're going to go back into our Steam, and we're going to go back to the Steam files over here. Now, first things first, you want to right-click Baldur's Gate 3, go to Manage, and go to Uninstall. Once you click the Uninstall button, let Steam completely delete the game from your system, and once it does that, you will go back into this folder over here. Actually, you might not even have it if you never installed mods, but again, if you never install mods onto the game, you know how to do these steps. But over here, the Baldur's Gate 3 folder that's left in your Steam library, Steam Apps Common, you wanna just go ahead and delete that, basically. So after you do that entire process, you wanna reinstall the game all over again. So you just will click on the install button, install it on any drive you want. My biggest suggestion is install it onto the fastest drive on your PC. The better the drive, the better the game will perform later on. So my suggestion is, if you do have an NVMe drive, install it on that if it has enough storage on it. If it doesn't, definitely install it on a SATA SSD disk. If you don't have one of those and you do have a hard drive, I do not suggest you mod the game, because it's already going to have slower loading times, and adding mods to a game that's installed on a hard drive can be really bad, unless you do have a high-end hard drive, but those are those are really hard to find, and in general just are not worth using at this point. So once you click on the install button of the game, you can skip on later to the video once the game is finished installing. If you never used Vortex and Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager, we want to install those two things. So Vortex we will use for the installation of the collection, and Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager we will use for sorting for applying the load order to the game. So first things first, you want a Vortex. You will go to nexusmods.com, and once you get to the main page, if you don't have an account, create one. For installing this specific collection, if you don't have a lot of time, I do suggest you get a Nexus Premium, so that the installation process is completely automated. If you do not have Nexus Premium, installing mods in Vortex is going to require you to go to the site, to click on every mod specifically, and install it one by one, and the pack has about 700 and something mods, so I heavily do not suggest that. But for Vortex, once you get to the main Nexus page, you just go into the search bar and type in Vortex over here. You click on this, and just a manual download. Click this bad boy over here. And we can click on save. Once this bad boy is done installing, you will want to double click and follow the instructions of the .exe file, which is pretty nice. After you do that, you will want to boot Vortex back up. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. Divine tool is missing. This is for Baldur's Gate 3 specifically. Divine 2, you do not need. You do not want to install this. It is completely useless. It's an auto load order manager basically, from what I know, and it is really not worth it to get it because the collection that you're going to be installing, if you're going to be installing my collection, it has a completely handmade and hand-tailored load order that it was done in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. So you really do not need Divine 2. Now, if it's your first time loading in Vortex, you'll need to go up here and log into your Vortex account and just set that up before you do anything. After you log in, you'll go under the games, and up here you will type in Baldur's Gate. Opa. And here you will have auto detect the game. Basically, the game is, once you click that, Vortex is going to auto scan every folder on your PC. It's going to find where Baldur's Gate is located, and it's going to install it onto your PC. After it does that, you can click on it right over here on the left side, and basically it will take you to this screen over here: mods, collections, browse Nexus mods. You can install mods directly here. Load orders, which we don't need. Tools, we won't really necessarily need. Profiles is an important one, so I'm going to enable the... I'm going to create a brand new profile. My video profile. You're going to have a default profile applied by Vortex instantly, and so you won't have to do what I just did. Later on we will create a new profile for our jesters modpack basically. Next thing we want to do is go to preferences, and you want it kinda to be similar, so this over here, automatically suggested path for staging folder. You can disable that. The deployment method has to be symlink for Baldur's Gate 3. In general, this will apply for Baldur's Gate 3. It's a game that needs to use symlink deployment. And there is no other one you can use, but there were cases in the past where people would have hard link or symlink deployment even for Baldur's Gate 3. So just in case, if you do see hard link deployment here, either ignore it on this drop down menu, or if it's already here on hard link deployment, switch it to symlink deployment and click apply. Auto export load order, we want that turned off specifically, so if it's turned on, just turn it back off. And for the mod staging folder over here, the staging folder can be any folder you want. My suggestion is to install any collection you're downloading, because this entire tutorial can be applied to other collections, for example like difficulty, immersion and quality, or something similar to that. This tutorial can be somewhat applied, though Baldurans does have an entire wiki page on how to install the modpack. But yeah, for the staging folder I suggest... Oh, no, okay, I clicked suggested here, that's fine. I mean, we can apply it for now, it's completely fine. Let's just do this for now, because it's going to put into your user data, so basically on your C drive, app data roaming, Vortex, Baldur's Gate 3. A lot of people don't have a lot of storage on their C drive, so you maybe set the staging folder down to the drive where you're going to install the game. It's a good thing to do that, to put the staging folder on the same drive where your game is downloading. So for me, that's the heavy games drive, the G drive. This is an NVMe drive. I already have this set up over here. I'm missing the Baldur's Gate 3 one. It deleted the file folder, which is fine. But we can go ahead and create a new folder, and we're going to name it BG3 mod staging folder. You're going to go inside and just general select this folder and click apply. Give it a second to work its little magic. Beautiful. Now again, for you it doesn't have to be the G drive, it can be a C drive, a D drive, an E drive. I just suggest you put it on a drive that has the most amount of space for you. Or just that's the fastest drive with the most amount of space basically. So like keeping it like this for me is absolutely perfect. I love this. This is my go-to drive for Baldur's Gate 3 and for Cyberpunk. There were a few other games that I used to mod, but I removed them. Next things next, once you set up Vortex, we are going to want Norbyte's, oh no, sorry, not Norbyte's Script Extender, we're going to want Laughing Ladder's Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager. So for that, there should be a link down here, but I think it's, yeah, I think the link is, yeah, Vortex and Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager setup. You can just click over here on the link. It will take you to GitHub, to the main page, and if you scroll a bit down, you will see Laughing Leaders Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager. For the setup, as you can see, before you even install this thing, you want to run the game once if you haven't already. So if you just reinstall the game, you want to run the game once to the main menu, exit it, and then download this. You will need net.0 and the latest C++ redistributable. You probably already have this, but just in case if you don't, you can click on these links and install them. The third one is for the download link for the mod manager. We're going to open up this folder. There are instructions here already. Upon running it, the pathways should be automatically detected. If it fails, you can manually set pathways into settings. I'm going to show you that in a moment. But in general, it should automatically detect it. For me, it didn't when I first installed it, so that's I'm going to show you on this video just how to do it real quick. But over here, if I go, here it is. I already have it down here, but just to show you, you can right click on your desktop folder and bg3 we're going to name it 2 because I already have one, and you can just transfer them like that. So you just go whoop, whoop. Very beautiful, very nice. So once you're already in here, you can click on the Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager.exe. It will open up, and as you can see, it's missing mods in the load order. This is from the collection. We're going to click remove all missing and OK. I'm going to just save and export. Just ignore that for the moment. And in general, it should it will look like this. It should automatically detect, but again, if it doesn't, we are going to use the same procedure we use for uninstalling. So you can just right click on your Baldur's Gate 3, go to manage, browse local files. In this bad boy, we will need the data and the bin folder. You can double click on the data folder, just minimize that. And we will go ahead and just click up here, and you can right click and copy. In the Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager, we'll go to settings, open preferences, and these, just in case these two are empty, just delete it like so. For the game data path, you just wanna paste what we just copied, which is this over here. For the game executable path, it's a tad bit different, but basically a very similar process. So we're going to go back over here, go inside of bin, click up here, and copy. You can use Ctrl+C, but just for people who maybe aren't good with shortcuts, we do this the long way. Right click and paste. Over here, you also wanna click Shift and 7 to create the slash over here. And you want to type in bg3.exe. Oh, not exceed, exe. And click up here to save. A script extender will automatically download with the mod manager. It really should. In case if it doesn't, it will come with the collection already, so you shouldn't really worry about it. If it doesn't come, if your script extender doesn't come with mod manager, or if it somehow doesn't come with the collection once you install it, do add a comment on the collection page or a bug report, or just DM me personally, and we will figure it out together. Because you will then need to manually download it, which is again fine. Now, this setup for Vortex and the mod manager is essentially done here. Once you have the cleanly installed slate, we will want to go inside of Vortex here and just keep it open and go back to the browser. Now, once we are now it's time to actually add and install the collection, and once you're on the page, you just click on add the collection and continue, and it will automatically connect to your Vortex over here. Just give it a moment. If it doesn't, let's see, is it being a little bitch again? Of course it is. Click continue like that. Okay. And as you saw, it's downloading it right now. Now, once you're on, once you see this little screen over here, you can completely just ignore it. No, I'm just joking. Next thing you want to do right over here is install this collection to profile. You want to create a brand new profile. Install mods during collection downloads. You can set this setting on. I haven't had a bit of an issue with it. It is suggested to keep it off and then do the installation later on, after it's finished downloading. Just for the shits and the giggles, and because the way Vortex works, I'm going to keep this on, because there is a higher chance of the launch of Vortex just straight up crashing, or throwing errors, or failing to install or even download some of the mods. So I'm going to keep this bad boy on, just to cause as many problems as possible for Vortex, to kind of try my best to force it to, what's it called, cause an error, cause an issue, so I can help you fix it out in the video. And you just click on install now. Currently installing the profile. Do you want to switch to this profile? You can click yes. Always click yes for that one. You want to be on the new profile. And here we go. At this point, it's just a matter of waiting for it to download, and this is probably going to take at least a half an hour to an hour, depending on your download speed, first of all. Second of all, it depends on Vortex and Nexus working, and Vortex does have a tendency to either crash, drop errors a lot, but in anything that happens, I will make sure to show it to you, so just get ready, because I'm going to stop the recording now, and it's probably gonna do a cut to the first problem, yeah. Okay, so while installing, or aka downloading, we have our first issue right over here. Collection download failed. Failed to install a dependency. Sorel and Ivine, Utah. For this over here, this doesn't mean that the collection is dead or that it completely failed. This is actually going to be fixed after the entire collection downloads. So in case if you do get this, do not exit Vortex, do not do anything, just let it continue downloading the rest of the files and installing them. This is actually perfect, and this is going to be one of the things I'll just show you how to fix, because it's extraordinarily easy, but it can look scary, and it can kinda look really bad. This is not an issue on my side, this is an issue with Vortex. This is just one of those things that happens. If you click on the more, it says failed to download, Sorel and Ivine, slash YouTube, not slash YouTube, the connection YouTube. Network request fail. This essentially means that the Vortex tried to connect to Nexus and get the link, the download link for the mod, but something in the middle failed, essentially. It's really nothing special, and I did get somebody did send me a screenshot of this and said that this is one of the reasons that they didn't play the collection, was because something like this happened, but it's actually a really easy fix. It does look scary, especially since this is not going to be the only one. There's going to be multiple of these, so yeah, I'm going to pause again, and just like if the launcher decides to crash or something like that, I'll just show you how to deal with that as well. And we are back. So it finished. It gave me a pop-up that the collection failed to install, and I just clicked on the view all the failed mods. So these 5 mods have failed to install properly. That is absolutely completely fine. The way to fix it is really easy. You just go back to the collections page and you click resume. This will force all of the failed mods to download themselves and reinstall. If you click on down here to the downloads, as you can see, it's restarting them up, all 5 of them. We can wait it out here. It's gonna take probably a minute to install all of these. The collection took its time downloading, and that is perfectly fine. It's unfortunate how long it takes for everything to finish, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So it says it's gonna take some of these a couple of minutes, but it really won't. If one of these fails to download again, you can just do the same thing, just go back into collection and click on here and click on resume. So it's not too big of a deal to deal with this error. Now, there are multiple other errors that can happen that I want to explain while this is finishing up. Basically, sometimes the Vortex launcher can completely crash down, and it's stops the collection from downloading. You can just press X or just click on it and then close the application once it drops the error. In worst case scenario, you can just right click, go into your task manager, and go into Vortex, come on, right click it and task. If it does bug out like completely. Some mods are redundant, we can ignore that. That is, no mods are really redundant. In reality, none of them are redundant, so yeah. But for you, it might be different mods that fail. Again, it's an issue between Vortex connecting to Nexus. It could be due to me using Opera GX. Yes, I know Google Chrome is better, Mozilla is better. I just like Opera GX. I like the customization. And it finished everything now. Absolutely beautiful. Collection installation complete. Now it will show you this to check out the optional mods. You can just click, if you don't care and you want all of the optional mods, you can just install optional mods. If you don't want any, you can just say no thanks. Or you can click to view the optional mods. My suggestion is just to look through them. These are the mods that you can, well, install, and as I said, a lot of these mods are class mods, and I do suggest that you check them out. The Punish mod is really cool, Soul Reaper is also very amazing, Symbioblade is absolutely cracked out broken, and the main over here, this one, this is the Duelist class from Clair Obscure. This is an absolutely cracked out mod, and this is probably the one that causes the most issues with animations, and the reason for that is this mod introduces, I believe, about 150 new animations, visual effects, and about 500 more status effect, including adding Pictos from Clair Obscure. So yeah, it's the heaviest animation mod in, or animation-oriented mod in the pack. And for my own personal suggestion, if you have a lower-end PC, or if you don't have a really strong enough processor, or you don't want animation bugs that are one of the bigger issues in the collection. The animations don't crash the game. They don't really cause any permanent or any big problems besides being heavily annoying, because it seems like it doesn't pull the animation through. It does do the damage. It does finish the attack. It's just depending on your how good of a processor you have and how the engine is feeling at the time. It will, what's it called? It will just, it might take about up to 6 to 7 seconds for it to like finish the attack. Vivid Landscapes is for the textures, for upscaled ones. To the pack I added the 2K collections because they're the most optimized, the best ones overall in my personal opinion, and they don't really destroy performance, but they make the game look a lot sharper. If you want the 4K ones, you don't have to install this one for the 4K ones or the 8K ones. If you do have a beast of a PC, you can always download them and extract them to Vortex. Since these are optional, it won't cause any problems with the load order, or since they're optional, you can actually just straight up download the other ones and just extract them into Vortex. They don't even apply to the load order, so you don't have to worry about that as well. Now, in order to install some of these mods, as you can see, it says that they're ignored. To install any one of them, you just go ahead and click on this small one over here and click on Stop Ignoring. And that's going to download, for example, the Demigod custom class, which are based off of the Greek mythology. You click that, and then you click this little button over here, and it will download the mod. Now, for me personally, I'm going to install all of these optional mods, since I do work on the collection and my PC is relatively good enough for all this stuff. I do have the Ryzen 9 9950X3D, so I'm completely set on the side of the processor side. So you can just you can do it one by one, or you can just highlight them all and click on Stop Ignoring, but I'm doing this for a bit more of a specific reason. right now. So we're going to do this domain, Jujutsu Kaisen, sure, the Goji Sukuna mod, we can also get that one, so stop ignoring, we click on this over here, and it's going to download them. Now the reason I ignore the beards, the more beards, and even I think the Naruto mod, which should be around here. Oh yeah, the Naruto mod, I did click on it, Naruto Shinobi class. So it will give you this over here, and in order to install the Shinobi class mod, you just click on continue. It will take you to the mod.io page. You just scroll down, and you click the download file. And that's basically it, like for that mod. So you just click on install. That's it. The same applies to the beards as well. So this is beards 1, beards 3, and beards 2. They're also from mod.io, and you can also enable them like through the optional files, and they're already set into the load order. Yeah, as you can see here, we'll have a performance impact on PCs that struggle with the game. Don't install unless you have a good PC. These are the warnings I gave for the vivid landscapes. So you can give this another. I'll give this another second to download. But I'm leaving these beards mods out just so that I can show you in case you don't install any or some of the optional mods how to deal with it in the load order. It's really simple, but again, I want to make this guide as detailed as possible. So here now it says 3 optional mods available. That's the beard mods from mod.io. We are going to say no thanks. And after an hour of downloading, here we are. This is the collection installed on your PC. Now before we do enter the game, we are going to minimize Vortex over here, but before we do that, just click on deploy mods, just in case something does go wrong. And it for some reason doesn't apply any of the mods. Beautiful, very beautiful. That's my recordings folder. And the next step is to open up Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager. Keep this tabbed over here. No, we're not gonna do that. Duplicate mods. If you do get this warning over here, just click on permanent and delete. Click yes. Beautiful. And beautiful. On the right side here, these are the inactive mods from the pack. Now you want to go back to my main page. Right over here, jesters modpack. I'm correctly the somebody reported a bug for revision 4 right as I was making this video. You're going to want to scroll down here and click on my custom load order. For you, it will directly take you to my site. You go into the files and you click manual download. Do not click mod manager download, that doesn't do anything. You need to do the manual install. Excuse me. Now since this I'm working with revision 5, it's still not here. Everything will be uploaded to Nexus after I upload this video to YouTube, because I think the video is far more important than releasing the collection right now. But after that is finished, you just double click it, open it up, and you can extract it to your desktop. I'm going to show that with revision 5 over here. How the zip file for it already. So revision 5 is stable, you just do this, plop it to desktop, and for me, you won't get this, but I'll just replace the file here, since it's already outside of here. And in Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager, you just click on file, import order from file, click on desktop, scroll down, and we have revision 5 stable. There we go. And now, as you can see, since I ignored the more beards optional mods over here, they pop out the missing mods in load order. You're just going to like click on the remove all missing and click OK. And as for that's basically it right now. You just click save export and you can boot the game. But before I do boot the game, I will say something about the mods on the right here. Please do not touch these mods. I do understand that some people are probably going to be really interested in what these mods are. Some of these mods are in testing phase. Some of them don't even work, like the Fire Chosen one is completely broken right now. Custom companions, I'm still working on importing this one properly. Combat extender, I'm working together with it and with Grit and Glory. Give me a second. Grit and Glory, yeah, it's over there. That's beautiful because we do have that the Grit and Glory is not optional for Revision 5, and the reason for that is I do not want the pack to be overly easy. It was optional for Revision 4, but for Revision 5 it's going to be part of the core pack, and we will see how you guys react to it. To a bit more of a difficulty, because you are going to be overpowered in this mod pack, especially if you know what you're doing inside of the game. It's really not that hard, so yeah. But again, ignore the mods on the right. The mods on the left are the mods the game will be loading for you. Let me just go real quick into the settings here, check if my console is up. Yes, it is. And also, please, for the love of God, do not touch the load order. I did have some people report issues when they added their own mods. It's perfectly fine to add your own mods if you know what you're doing, but again, adding mods to a pack this big without me knowing how you're adding them, where you're adding them, can cause some major issues, crashes, save file corruptions, and in general it just probably really won't work. Now, and there's really nothing I can do if you do decide on your own to go ahead and add any type of mod, because for example, in some of these classes, if I move them just a little bit up, it's going to break the entire pack. Everything here was done with with a lot of testing, so I didn't install any of these mods in like batches of 50. Every one of these mods was installed in batches of 3 and put throughout testing. So basically I would install 3 mods, apply them to the load order, turn the game on, go to character creator, Nautiloid, finish the Nautiloid tutorial, exit that, and on the beach I would go to camp, save, reload, and then exit the game. So the testing done on this pack has been really, I've done a lot of testing on it. It really does work. It's just the problem is the load order is a bit too specific. But enough about the rambling, let's just boot up the game, save, export. Again, I do that every time. It's just a habit. You have to do it only once. You can launch the game from the mod manager. You can launch it from your desktop. You can launch it from your Steam. It doesn't really matter from where you launch the game. But you do wanna, yeah, beautiful. The console is right over here. I'm gonna put it on my other screen. So if you followed basically all of the instructions in the videos, you did the proper cleaning, if you already had mods, there really won't be any issues at all. Especially right now, it's generating shader caches because I had a graphics card driver update, I think. Oh no, it just, okay, it's not redoing the entire shader cache. That's beautiful, thank God. Now it's just a bit of a point of waiting. For your first boot, it's gonna take it some time to load, since I did delete all of the mods, reinstall them, and do all of that. It is taking a bit of time, and that is perfectly fine. We're also going to go through enabling Absolute's laboratory, and I think that should be it. And also maybe Grit and Grit and Glory. Again, I apologize, I know the video is long and I'm rambling on and on, but again, I want you guys to be able to enjoy this pack without having any issues, and I'm doing my best around making it work so that you can play without almost zero issues. I'll just put it to Tactician. If you do have the script extender console open on another screen maybe, or behind the game, you can just ignore everything on it mostly, unless the game does crash due to something. But anything that is red, that is an error, I do know about. I have in my script extender console, I do have a lot more errors than you guys probably will have, because I didn't clean anything properly when it comes down to folders. So there's still leftover stuff from other mods, and that is semi-done on purpose, just to make sure that the game like can work even under stress. But I mean, again, I did clean the data folders and everything for this revision specifically because unfortunately I did have corruption occur, major issues. There were some backups of certain files and things that I kept around, but there are also things that I lost, including the entirety of the actual revision 5 that was supposed to be a part of this. That was supposed to be in this update. So, I mean, I don't really care how the character looks like. We can just spam it a bit. Yeah, sure. Let's get these things. Keep all of that on. Fighting style, we do archery. Since we're a gunslinger, we can do ranger, rogue. For this, we just need to do this. So let's get athletics, acrobatics. Okay, actually, I just want we can do that. Deception, intimidation is fine. We don't really care. For the guardian angel, aka the emperor. Let's spam it a bit more. We want as cursed of a character as possible. Excuse me. There we go. I get the Yankee. I can skip that cutscene. Absolutely beautiful. We can just spam space. This is the auto read the books mod. Auto read books mod. My god, my English is breaking. So basically, we're in 0 to 100 basically. So yeah, this is our character. We're on the Nautiloid. I mean, we can move. Oh, the wings are being a bit buggy. The wings are made for the Azimar race. This is one of the animation bugs that is in the game that I have known about. Since you don't have flying abilities, since you're not the Azimar, the wings do flap like this. Unfortunate thing, but really not much I can do about it. I can disable the wings from character creator, but I think that breaks the point of the pack, basically. I am working on fixing a lot and ironing out all these smaller issues, but I mean, just to prove a point that the game will load into almost anywhere inside of the game. I acknowledge this, and we can default map waypoints. Let's go to Act 1, and let's go to Emerald Grove in Marams. Very beautiful. Now, one of the differences you might see between this video and the last one is that Absolute Laboratory doesn't have its loading right here in the top left, and that is actually normal. They changed the way the Absolute Laboratory generates mutations. Rather than generating every NPC once you start a save file or a game, it does them more like it does them as you encounter the enemies. But Absolute Laboratory is not set up right now, so in order to set it up, we go into the mod configuration menu, drop down menu, and for that we go up over here, Absolute Laboratory. As you can see, there is no active profile. In order to activate Absolute Laboratory, you click on this right over here, and you click the basic lab configuration M. After doing this, I mean, you can just exit this save and reload, but make sure to make this the default. Oh, it already is. Let's just do okay like that, just for a moment, and then you go back here and you want to set this one as the default profile. That way, every time you make a new character, a new save file, basically you don't have to redo the profile activation for Absolute Laboratory. It will automatically set it to the basic lab configuration. Then, once you do that, we hit F5 for the save, and we click F8 for the reload. We click F8 for the reload. And there we go. It's going slowly but surely, it's loading. Beautiful. And there you go. Now, if you do have the script extender console open, again, my suggestion for Absolute Laboratory is the log level. Set that thing down to not number 2 or even number 1, so that it chills out a bit. Because it is going to spam you because there is no enemies around, and at this point let's just go ahead and just enter this combat right over here. As you can see, Baldur and everything's gang. Everybody looks a bit different. And if you go down here, we see, for example, Zakrug. We can Zakrug. We can right click on him, and with this you can see that Absolute Laboratory is working. You change his class to fighter. He's an Eldritch Knight fighter. For you, he might be something else. Usually he does get a fighter class. As you can see, the enemies and the allies are using different custom spells for everything. This one is also probably mutated as well. No, this one isn't, but that's normal. Some enemies are mutated, some are not. It primarily mostly mutates, like, it works a bit more randomly than expected. But for example, the level 3 bugbear, it has been mutated into a barbarian. He's a berserker barbarian. Currently they can only mutate into the base game classes. There was supposed to be an option for them, setting that I am still working on, that changes that allows them to use modded classes and subclasses, but that is taking some time, and some of the classes are a bit more unstable. They don't really want to work together very well. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass to get it to work. Also, if you really want to use Grit and Glory, it's right over here. Click on the enable mod, and it will instantly work. So yeah, like the moment you install it, just in case if it doesn't like show up or anything. Not if it doesn't show up, it will definitely show up here in this specific revision. But if the enable mod is not checked, just check this thing and do a save reload again, and it will apply. It is a really nice mod. I really like it. It adds a bit more challenge to the game. The entire point of the pack is for you to be overpowered as hell. Again, I do apologize for rambling. It's just that I want everybody to be essentially happy with the pack, and I do want to prove that the pack is working as intended. This doesn't really prove much because I'm not using other characters, things like that, but you're probably going to be using a lot more characters, you're probably going to be using expanded party limits, and things like that, which is perfectly fine, and it's perfectly normal. It's just that, well, sometimes things happen. As you can see, you can save and reload in combat as well, it will boot up perfectly. Absolutely no issues. But anyways, I think that's going to be it for the video. I know the video is long, but again, please, for the love of God, I hope you watched at least most of it, at least the important parts. So yeah, have a great one, guys.